I'm very much thankful to the faculty members present here and the management and the principal of this Dr. Bairam Patel Pharmacy College. And it's very difficult, to do certain things in the world. Again, three things I can say here. One is that to teach the teachers is really very, very difficult. And the second one is to climb on a slanting wall. It's very, very difficult. And third one is taking a class after lunch. But hopefully I shall try to meet the expectations of the organizer. And as the topic it is mentioned that advancement of pharmaceutical engineering and industrial perspective, I want to discuss about one of the most advanced topic, that is on bioelectronic medicine. That is a novel perspective for the treatment of chronic diseases. So, at present, in all over the world, the research is carried out, or the research investment has shifted from conventional drug to the bioelectronic medicines. Why it has been shifted? Just I'll highlight few statistics. But before to start my presentation, I feel very proud that I am working as director in School of Pharmaceutical and Population Health Informatics of DIT University, Dehradun, as a director. And my contents will be introduction, bioelectronics, factors influencing the growth, nanorobots and applications, bioelectronics and implanted devices. What are the biofuel cells and how it is essential to understand. Then future perspectives of treatment. And what I understood that my previous speakers already they spoke about artificial intelligence. So I'll not touch about the artificial intelligence, how it can be correlated with the bioelectronic devices. But still, in few part, I'll be talking about the artificial intelligence also. So first of all, the bioelectronic medicine, which is a revolutionary perspective. If I see this this diagram, it is showing a device which is attaching to the neurons, right? So first of all, whether it is a motivational factor or demotivational factor, that I don't know. But first question comes, could the bioelectronics replace the medications? That means, is it that present medicines will be throwing into the dustbin? But the answer, it will, the future will answer it. At present, I cannot answer. But the kind of statistics, it is showing that certainly these kind of medicines are going to be, like it will be removed out from the market because of few reasons. But new drug development is not taking place, or very rarely it is taking place, and that is what the investors, they have stopped or they have minimized their investment in new drug development. And when the investment has minimized, then obviously the new drug development, the growth will be very less. And why the investors they have minimized? There is a logic, there is a statistics also. If we consider that maximum 1 to 10 drugs are successful, if 1,000 drugs are synthesized, out of 1,000, maximum 1 to 10 drugs can come to the market. But what about the expenditures made onto this 1,000 drugs, new drug development? And this expenditure, the expenditure load has to be, it has to be added to the successful candidates of this 1 or 10 drugs. So that is why it is the most non-fertile land. We used to say that in the technical term, it is most non-fertile research, where the success rate is very poor. And because of many reasons, now the new that conventional drugs like tablets and capsules, what it is there for the mass, actually we are preparing. For a large number, we are preparing. We have no tailoring of the dose. You know, what is the meaning of the tailoring of the dose? Now the new concept has come, that is personalized medicines. What is this personalized medicines? Personalized medicines. It is because that we have to find out a medicine as per the individual needs, not as per the requirement of the mass. Why it is this concept, again, it is a very new concept, that is personalized medicines, because at present if you see the death rate, the second highest death rate, it is because of the drug toxicity. And the disabilities, either organ failure or the disabilities, it is highest because of the drug toxicity that is all over the world. That means still we don't have any answer to the toxicity. Still we can say that drug is poison, because we have not determined the drug, we have not determined the drug dose, we have not determined the, or we are not able to determine the dosage form, or we are not able to tailor the every aspects as per the personalized medicine. So how the personalized, how does it affect the, how the personalized medicine is going to be the emerging field again? The personalized medicine, it is the decision has to be taken as per the genetic makeup of the individual. Why a person is suffering from cancer? What is the answer for that? Is it because of the smoking? Is it because of the alcohols? Or it is because of the drugs? Or is it because of the genetic makeup? Can we answer to that? Or can you fit the drug as per the genetic needs? That is called as personalized medicines. So in such, that is why people say that the, that bioelectronics, which is again on the basis of personalized requirements, shall replace the present medications. This is a threat to us. So I'll just explain what is bioelectronic medicines. It is biology with electronics. I am happy to share one aspects, in India, we have separated this biology and mathematics completely. But in developed countries or in good universities, I saw the most preferred branch that is called as biology mathematics. Biology mathematics. Why? Because, if you see, that what is the technology at present? You see, if I say that last 100 years, what are the technological developments has taken place, that that is because of our kind of comfort, to make us comfort, to make it secure, to make us healthy, and it is all for the society. But if I see the growth of the technological developments, that maximum has taken place in last 100 years. If I'll critically analyze that, if I'll ask someone that what is the period where the maximum growth has taken place, that immediately someone may answer that it is in last 10 years. If I'll ask again, in last 10 years, what is the most development, when the most development has taken place, the simplest answer is last 1 year. And we can imagine that, for BCG vaccine, which took 13 years to develop, but now coronavirus vaccine, it is a viral vaccine, it took 1 year to develop. Why? Because it is because of the technological support. It is because of the technological advancement. Okay. Now, people are, as I told you, I'll show you the statistics also. What is the investment it is taking place on this bioelectronics? That means it is a convergence between biology and electronics. Now, if you see that, what the size of the computer it was before, now the size of the computer and the size of your mobile, it is too small. It is because, again, the answer of the answer is that because of the technological advancement. Now, just I was going through some of the technological advancement related to electronics. Can us imagine that a nanoscale device is having 7 million diodes? Can you imagine? That means what a nano range device can able to make the complicated question answers. Okay, so the interactions of the increased computing power, computing power, again I want to highlight one of the most advancement of computing power. If I'll say that one is that quantum computer. I think all of us, we have heard about quantum computer. Then you may say that why I'm talking about quantum computer? Because quantum computer, there is many challenges. There was many challenges because the heat because it is the calculation. It is called carried out in the atomic scale, and that is what heat generation was so huge. It is melting itself. But it is a good news that few of the research organizations, they have started using this quantum computer, and a very complicated data. I can give you the analysis of a complicated data. Say, for example, we have 2 millions of cells in our body, right? And if I say that millions of reactions are taking place per second in every cell, and if I say that trillions of reactions are taking place in our body per second, okay, if I'm not wrong, trillions of the reactions are taking place in our body per second. So the reactions, all of us, we know that the drug which may reach into the cell and which may interfere with the trillions of reactions. Can we know that? That is what it is called as, whether it will be beneficial or whether it is toxic. Can we identify in trillions of reactions? The answer is no. At present, we don't have the solution. That is what I want to say, that this quantum computer will be helpful. People are saying that in as compared to any other field, the quantum computer maximum applications will be there in the healthcare. My dear friends, my dear faculty members, this quantum computer application, what it's supposed to take several years for the advancement, now it is taking a very lesser period for the advancement. That is what due to these technological advancements, we are able to get, or we are able to get many technological solutions. At present, whatever the problems it is coming to us, people are saying that give me a technology for the solution. That means we are finding every solution with a technology. So we have to accept the technology. Okay, and there are advancement, lot of advancement in the prosthetic devices. Artificial implants, I'll talk about artificial implants also. And that is what it is, a blend of electronics and biological components. Okay, what is the motivation for all of us? This is an opportunity for dramatically increased synergy between electronics and biology. In the next decade, it may become possible to restore the vision or reverse the effect of spinal cord injury or the disease. If I'll say that top research which is carried out lab on a chip, if you click on Google lab on chip, that you will find that what are the growths has been taken place, which is which is allowing a medical diagnosis without a clinic. We don't need to go to a clinic, or instantaneous biological agent detection. Just I'll place this lab on a chip, I'll place it in my under my skin, and it can give all the biomedical parameters of my body. Okay, and according to that, I can take a lot of clinical decisions, right? So it has the potential to significantly impact many areas important to the nation's economy. That is, again, I have used the word nation's economy. You see, now why America is the richest country, because by selling the softwares and all. So now people are saying that if you are putting your research on this technological advancement in healthcare, now like just few months back, that we were discussing that who will develop first the COVID-19 vaccine, he will be the richest country of the world. So here, these bioelectronics devices, it is going to give the best economy to the country. Okay, and that is what why the people are investing. You see, if I want to cultivate my land, of course I'll be selecting a fertile land, and we have seen the electronics development. We have seen the utility of the electronic devices, and that is what now that scientists, they are working to transfer their research onto the health sciences, right? So it may provide powerful insight to efficient assembly processes, devices, and architectures for nanoelectronics technologies as physical limit to existing technologies are approached. Okay, so which will reduce, their cost due to their continuing exponential gains in the functional per unit cost of nanoelectronics. You see, at present it may be very costly, but the kind of whenever it will come into mass production, certainly it will be useful, or the cost will be reduced. Okay, so the technology is changing the world, and the bioelectronics is at the forefront of this technological revolution. I'll tell you what are the top 20 emerging fields of the world. Just in November 20th, it has been updated. Out of 5, it is related to health. Out of that, we can correlate with the this bioelectronic devices. Okay. So this is what is bioelectronic medicine. It unites molecular medicine, bioengineering, neuroscience, bringing together and clinicians and researchers from a diverse range of specialism, from the disease, biology, and nanotechnology to neurosurgery and bioinformatics, may change the future of therapies for a wide variety of diseases. Okay, and as I told you, this is a groundbreaking discipline where all the disease answers will be given with a electronic circuit only. There is no need of any chemical agent. All the chemical agents is, it will create a reaction in the body. So we don't any reactants to react in our body. That is what, the scientist slogan. We don't any reactant to stop our reactions. When we get unwanted reactions, out of trillions of reactions, if we get some unwanted reactions, we get a disease. So we don't need a reactant to stop the reaction of an unwanted reaction. So that is what people, they say that we want a bioelectronic medicine. Okay. So the technology is targeting molecular mechanism, which will convince thought leaders who have the potential to explore, define, and create this new field. We don't need the leaders actually. First of all, it is my sincere request to the faculties of pharmacy that let us come out from our conventional way of thinking. Let us put our effort. We cannot develop an electronic circuit. I don't ask you to develop an electronic circuit, but at least let us put our, we can analyze certain biochemical components, which is higher or lower at a certain level, and how these components can be controlled with the electronic circuit. Electronics people, they don't understand the molecular biology. So if both the profession will work together, certainly we can do wonder in future. Okay. So this is a harnessing the power of technology disciplines from the microfluids to computer processing of molecular technology, we step closer to the promise of bioelectronic medicine to naturally reproduce, please understand here, naturally reproduce a drug therapeutic reaction. We don't need a drug to have a therapeutic reaction. Okay? We don't need a drug to have therapeutic reaction. How? By mobilizing the body's natural reflexes to develop effective, safe, and economical alternatives to pill and injectables. Okay? So what is bioelectronic medicine? It is to record, stimulate, and block neural signals. If at all it is required, we will stimulate, or if it is required, we have to block the neural signals, which is essentially teaching the body how to heal itself. Either will block or will stimulate. Okay, and that is what, everything it is it is depending on the neural signals. Okay, so we have to understand whether it is weak or it is if it is stimulated unnaturally, then we have to block those stimulations, right? So bioelectronic medicines involves electrical stimulation of the nervous system to treat a wide variety of unanswerable diseases like Parkinson's disease, paralysis, rheumatoid arthritis, and many other diseases. Further in future, it's predicted that we'll see the devices that don't even have to be implanted into the body to stimulate the nerves. Now it has been implanted, but my dear friends, my dear faculty members, we don't need to implant in future. People are saying, like Google Watch, Google Watch, Apple Watch is recording everything of ours. Now, if a non-invasive method has come up that to identify the glucose level in the body, and accordingly, it is giving the calculation is being done, and how much of the dose has to be given, that also it is being calculated. We can say that what the pancreas supposed to do, now an implantable device is able to do. Now, that is what I told you, that is called as technological answer to a unsolved problem. Okay, so electronic signals could be delivered by one through the skin, controlled with the mobile phone or tablet. We can control it with our mobile phone, but the technology brings up security concern. What does it mean? Say, for example, I am controlling myself with the mobile phone, and if the mobile phone is taken by my enemy, and he can control everything of my body functions through the mobile phone or the tablet. Okay. Now I want to give few examples. Like Set Medical Points product is a pill-size implantable device that regulates the immune system. Now, you can just click on Google Set Point Medicals. So once implanted, the devices send the electric pulses down the vagus nerve to a target organ or target tissue. This process regulates the immune system to reduce the production of mediators that cause inflammation, that cause cancer, that causes the diseases. So that electrons emitted by set point bioelectronic devices engage the body's own mechanism for reducing the inflammation. So this targeted approach would be used to treat inflammatory diseases without touching the serious side effects associated with the systemic administration of medicines at present, and could lower the healthcare cost too. Okay, now my dear friends, my dear faculty members, you can see the amount it is being invested by various countries. Okay, and we are nowhere in investing the bioelectronic the research in the country. Okay, so what are the factors which is influencing the growth? Of course, due to the many technological solutions, due to good healthcare system, there is a rising of geriatric population. That regulatory approvals, now I think all of us we know that in India also that DCGI has established a separate branch of quality control of bioelectronic medicines, right? Where they, I think all of us we know that where the drug inspector's appointment was made without having a B Farm degree. People who are from engineering, it was the qualification was mentioned. Okay, so we'll not go into that argument, but a lot of approval process, a government is taking care for that. Now, I told you that largest investment is going on, and of course, in any field, investment is required. So, without investment, we cannot get any output. So, rising prevalence of neurological disorders, and all of us, we must have to agree. And again, I'm saying that, like a few, like many scientists, they are saying that the time we are spending with the mobiles and the kind of effect of radiation of the mobiles and the posture we hold the mobiles. Posture is again another one important factor. And some people, they are saying that the way we are using the mobiles, our spinal, it is going to be carved. And the people are saying that after few decades, human beings, like they will be like a chimpanzee only, right? So time will say that will not go into that argument again. Growing prevalence of hearing losses, that all of us we know that because of these earphones, because of the noise pollutions. Okay, so bioelectronics or electroceutical medicine segments are very large and classified on the basis of the product, type of device, application, and end user, and in which region it is going to be marketed. You see, first of all, if I'll classify the areas for the development, first of all, I have to understand what is the target. What is the, to find out the target, this is the molecular biologist identify the target. So, for example, this is my target, and there is a poor signal from my brain to this target. Then the role of the signal, that is neuroscientist, this is our role. We have to identify the target, okay, of the disease or health. Then the neurological scientist will identify the neural pathway to manipulate the target. How can I manipulate the target? Whether I'll suppress or I'll activate it. Then the engineer's role is there to develop this a circuit or an electronic device for appropriate pathway. Correct? My dear friends, so let us understand what are the investment it is carried out at present. You can see that maximum investment is carried out on biomaterials. Then biosurface science means how we can protect the implants from our immune system. That is called as biosurface science. Okay. Then like sensors, 9%. Bioelectronic for the nose, biomeasurements, it is 7%. So these are the investment which is carried out, and these are called as bioelectronic devices. Okay. So the bioelectronics promise to be transformative for people living with chronic conditions. My dear friends, my dear faculty members, I want to highlight, this is just I told you, it is the report of 20th November. Can you imagine the growth? Can you see, probably we have never listened to this term, virtual patients. What does it mean, virtual patient? So like we are trying this COVID vaccine with the humans. We don't know the toxicity. And all of us, we know that the vaccine toxicity, it may not be immediate. It may not be intermediate. It may be a long-term effect. After 20 years also, I may get the toxic effect of a vaccine. Okay. So instead of trying with the human beings, why not to try with the virtual patients? My dear friends, It is called as in silico medicine of or testing of drugs on virtual organs to predict how a real person will respond to the therapies. I told you this is the top 10 emerging technology listed in November 2020, right? So, as I told you, the FDA is already using computer simulation for evaluating new mammography systems, right? So, this is a new term for us that is called as virtual patient. I told you, so for example, out of top 10, 5 are related to medicines, 5 are related to this, personalized drug delivery system, 5 are related to this bioelectronic medicines, okay? And here I want to say that, already have told you the role of quantum computer will play a major role in identifying how the organ will behave in presence of these medicines, not the organ of all. So for this, for identification of such, such kind of information, first of all, I should have my genetic data. The first one. The second one is that, I should have this, my electronic medical record. I think all of us, we are familiar with this electronic medical record, and we should be thankful to our Honorable Prime Minister. Now, his step is again to have our medical record with our Aadhaar. And can you imagine the data which will be generated from more than 100 crores of people, and how these data can be retrieved for the benefit of the drug discovery? And that is what the that quantum computer will be the answer for that. Okay, so after this, genetic data and electronic medical records, then we can go for, like I can tell you that one of the scientists that in November 20, he has reported that artificial organs can be synthesized. There are two types of artificial organs. Here I'll tell you about the electronic organs, but there are two group now. One group in one is they are creating artificial. If I'll talk on artificial organs, what do you mean by artificial organs? My heart is not functioning. Like I am taking the vehicle and changing the different parts which is not functioning. Now this artificial organ, it is two ways, simultaneously it is growing. One is that there is a electronic growth. The other one is that bioprinting. My dear friends, that bioprinting means a cell shall be taken. The biotechnology is answering that from that cell, I'll regenerate the cells and I can print a heart. And that heart, which will have no rejection at all, because it is, because the cell has taken from my body, and the heart was printed. That is called as bioprinting. That is what I told you. One of the technological solution which has emerged the field of bioprinting, that is called as 3D printing. Right? Now, this organ 3D printing is very much successful, organ 3D printing. So that is what the scientist who was reported in November, that he could develop the liver, and to the liver the drug can be injected, and we can find out whether there is a liver toxicity or not. Okay. The second one is that micro needles for painless injection and test. You see, we were talking about micro needles long before, and that is what it is, one of the most emerging technology again in 2020. And why the micro needles? Because it has coined 1 or 2 decades before. But why in 2020 it is emerging technology? Because again, it is the answer is 3D printing. Okay, and these microneedles, it can prevent the pain by avoiding contact with nerve endings. Okay, and the technology can be used for treating of, you see, diabetes, cancer, and neuropathic pain. Microneedles can be used for this. We don't need, always human beings want a comfort. That is what we are finding the technological solutions. We don't need insulin to be injected with a needle. I should take insulin with a, like a happy mind, right? How can I be happy if there is no pain? And how can it be painless if I have the microneedles? Okay, and again, it is a new term for us, digital medicine. How can you say that a medicine can be digital? The apps can now detect mental and physical disorders. Just 2 days back, I was discussing with one of my faculty, Dr. Manmohan Singhal, regarding the development of apps, and we have discussed many points about this. You may say that, sir, how a pharmacy can involve himself in development of the apps? Certainly not. We cannot, because we are not trained. But inputs we can give, no? The app development shall be carried out by of course, with the help of an engineer. But the engineer cannot develop an app for healthcare without our support. So we will give our inputs, and then the developer will develop it, and it can be used for treatment of various disorders, or the data can be recorded. The most important thing is that data. How can we collect the data? How we can retrieve the data? And retrieval of the data, again, it is very important, because on that basis, the clinical decisions has to be taken place. Okay. So that is why it is called as, whenever the app will suggest you, then it is called as a digital medicine. Okay. So next one is that, can you think of a genome synthesis within a virus? So here the researchers used software to design genetic sequence that they introduce into a microbe, thereby programming it, and they will, the ability to write your own genome will enable the doctors to cure many genetic diseases. Okay, and for your information, now say for example, we are going to the hospital when we get a clinical symptom. But my dear friends, the technology has, well developed to answer today that what are the diseases I am going to get tomorrow. So for example, from a new, when a new, from a, when a new born baby can be identified, that what are the diseases is the baby is prone to. What are the environmental factors will be influencing that? So accordingly, the lifestyle can be suggested, or the lifestyle can be prescribed, or the environmental factors can be prescribed to that particular baby. Okay, so these are the, like, again, I was discussed about, I have discussed about quantum computer. Here it is about quantum sensing. What is this quantum sensing? What are the other uses? We'll not discuss. Like Vulkan activity, portable scanner. That is not essential. Now it is essential to understand the person's brain and activity. Like say for example today, like what is my brain is doing, I can understand. Okay, and now you can see that bioelectronic medicines. Just here I can say that I'll show my, like I want to print this one. My answer is simple, that I'll put it on the scanner, and there are 3D scanners are there. You can scan it and it can print everything, whatever I need. You can see the person. If I want to make my hand exactly what it is there, it won't take more than 1 to 2 hours to print the replica of my hand. Okay, these are the nanorobots. Just because the time is short, I'll just quickly mention the application of the nanorobot. It is for the treatment of several diseases like cancer. Okay, and say for example, removal of the kidney stone, removal of the defected part of DNA. I can go for DNA, removal of the defects and replacement of the healthy genes. Okay, so just one of the most nanorobots. It is used at present in surgery also. It is used in the diagnosis and testing. As I told you, nanorobots can be used for the gene therapy. In gene therapy, there are difficulties at identifying the defective gene, then carrying the gene to that defective part, then removal of this gene, and then replacing with the healthy sequence. That is what it is used in case of gene therapy. Okay, and as I told you, it can be used for the cancer detection, and it can be used for the treatment also. In cancer treatment, if I'll summarize the cancer treatment, say for example, dose of chemotherapeutic agent or dose of radiation, and say for example here, number of cancer cells and number of healthy cells, number of cells. Here, if it is healthy and if it is cancer cell, you can say that the cancer cell death rate is smaller than the death rate of normal cells. So to protect the normal cells, we have to target the cancer cells. So identifying the cancer and delivering the drug to the cancer cells can be carried out with the help of nanorobots. This is a very successful treatment. Nanodentistry, many people, they go for this dentist part and quantum dots. Okay, just few things I want to tell you before within 5 to 10 minutes. Can I ask the organizers, sir? Can I take another 10 minutes, or I'll conclude within 5 minutes? Organizers?
No, sir. You can take more than 10 minutes, sir. No issues with that, sir. Please.
Okay then. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
Most welcome. Most welcome.
Yeah, few developments I want to share that. So this is human body. I told you parallelly there are two growths are taking place. One is printing of the organs. The second one is the electronic devices. It's very surprising for all of us that at present, if there is any loss of eye, there is no solution for that. Okay, but this is only a electronic circuit, electronic eye. I am not talking any hypothetical. This is a chip. You can see that, which restores the vision to present with certain form of retinal blindness. This happens when rod and cone degenerate. But one condition is there: when the nerve cells that connect the eye to the brain remains healthy. Okay, and there is a good facility. You can zoom, get useful facts to pop up in your own field of view. I don't want to see all the aspects what I am seeing. I can pop up. I can point out that this one I need. I don't need other things. Okay, and it can, people, they are able to sort the wave, visual aids for vision impaired people, and they can even play the video games. This is not hypothetical. This it has come into reality, right? Now, if I'll say that, like as I have told you, that in near future we are going to get a benefit of the mobile phones, benefit of the earphones, that we are going to be hear impaired patients. Okay, so this is one of the most emerging. It will be one of the emerging field. You can see that the earphone has been implanted. Okay, you can see that a cell phone implanted in the ear. We don't need, an external device. So, the person can, once it is implanted, there is a, it will last for longer. There is a on-off switch also, which is hermetically sealed to prevent water entry and corrosion. And my dear friends, from where it will get the energy? The energy it gets from heat of the skin as a power backup. Okay. Now let us see heart. Is it possible to have an electronic circuit? My dear friends, as I told you, the heart is printed. It got printed. Bioprinting already it is successful. Okay. Now let us see the artificial heart. Let us see the success rate. This is an artificial heart which would be used in patients who are close to death and have no other treatment options. So far, there are 24 men are tested. 2 died in the operation theater. Okay, and rest survived only an average of 5 months. Okay, with one exception that one patient that he could survive 17 months. My dear faculty members, whether it is a success or failure, but the kind of failure, if you see, it will not take much time to have a technological solutions. I told you what it has taken long time for innovation. Now it is taking very small time for the innovation. Okay, so this is the artificial heart. Now let us see about the lungs. This is a bio lung that can replace the gas exchange function of a person's. And please remember, this is it is available as an external device as well as implantable device. Both, you can fit it outside, which will work like a lungs. Okay, and currently undergoing the testing for FDA submission in USA. Okay, so the next one is liver. My dear friends, this is the bioreactor. This is again a electronic device, okay, which has reduced the level of toxic ammonia by 75% in fewer than 24 hours. Okay, and there are 3 basic components. One is plasma filter, another one is the bioreactor, and the third one is the HEPA drive, that is the perfusion system for pumping the patient's plasma through the bioreactor while controlling the gas supply and temperature for the best possible performance of the cell. Okay, so kidney, because a lot of research has been carried out on kidney. My dear friends, for all of our information, that the first artificial kidney, I am not talking about the printing of kidney. You see, it is not in present presentation for view. Okay, again I am talking about the electronic devices. So this artificial kidney, it was first developed in Japan in 2013. Okay, and probably within a year or two, certainly it is going to market. We are going, and we'll be getting it into market within 1 or 2 years. And it is one of the most successful devices. And again, it can be implanted and it can be carried out. You can see that the kidneys, 2 kidneys, it has been fitted to the jackets, right? And dialysis on the go. The person need not to be hospitalized, right? And of course, if you ask the cost, it is very costly at present. But as I told you, whenever it will go for mass production, certainly the cost is going to be reduced. right? So that is what dialysis on the go. My dear friends, lot of, almost all the developed countries, they have developed this artificial kidneys. It won't take much time to come into market. It provides clinching and fluid balance in the continuous basis. Okay, so we got everything. Hand is no more a very big technology is required. My dear friends, the hand, just 2 years back, I have attended one of the conference of orthotics and prosthetics engineering that it was in Delhi. And I got to know that I was surprised. Even it is connected to our nerves, the hand, what it has been printed or developed. It even, when a mosquito is biting, it can kill the mosquito. An artificial hand can kill the mosquito also. That kind of sensitivity it is having. In case of itching, the fingers can be used for itching of the skin also. Artificial hand. So that kind of development is there. Okay. Of course, it is not cheaper. And this is, as I told you, insulin pump, that is artificial pancreas. The main components, I'll tell you the main components. One component will identify the glucose, what the label it has been, it is increased. So as per the label, it has been increased. Accordingly, the dose of the insulin shall be decided, and it will be pumped. Okay, and there are implantable. This is implantable insulin pump. That was external. This is implantable. It will be implanted into the body, and you can see that there is an external device which will give us the blood glucose level, which will give us the insulin level in the implanted device, and so that the insulin can be loaded into that device. So a external device can control the insulin injection inside the body. So that is, it is already there in the developed countries. Okay, these are the biosensors. What I was talking about. These implantable devices needs energy. So from where they will get the cells. So I'll not go in detail about the biofuel cells and its mechanism. Mainly one is enzymatic, that glucose of our body, it will be enzymatically degraded, and it will give us energy without any breakdown. Okay, this is the mechanism of biofuel cell. This is a, don't think of it's a very big instrument. It is in nano size only. Okay, so these are the electronic medicines which is marketed at present. You can see that cardiac pacemakers, spinal cord injuries, okay, and deep brain stimulators applications for the treatment of Parkinson, tremor, depression, say like these are the already, it is in the market. So the electrical stimulator applications, we are very acquainted, because we need that our obesity, the solution should be with the technology. So a lot of equipments, are there in the market. So the bioelectronic medicines are new, not new to us. My dear friends, these are the few highest priority topics of the world I have listed out. One is prosthetics, the second one is disease prevention, and third one is disease detection. The fourth one already I have talked about, lab on a chip. Then electronic protein and DNA chips, that is for the genetic disorders, imaging including cellular, telemonitoring, non-invasive physical sensing. Okay, so these are the top 20 priorities of the world. Future perspectives of the treatment, more, I know it will make more informed medical decisions. It will detect the diseases at an earlier stage and reduce the use of harmful drug or therapeutic side effects. It will reduce the time, cost, and the failure rate of clinical trials for new therapies. It will reduce the healthcare cost. It will increase the probability of desired outcomes. It will shift the emphasis in medicine from reaction to prevention. We don't any reaction. We don't want any reaction. We want the prevention of the disease. Okay. So the purpose of the drug development should be increase efficacy and decrease the risk of adverse reactions. And everything it is possible because of the 3D printing. Okay. I will not discuss about the 3D printing. My dear friends, as I told you, printing of living tissue is not, it is not, at present, it is not impossible. It is possible and it is printed. Okay. And the most vascular organ, that is, the heart, it is printed, So this is what we want to see, that technology. Okay. So finally, my conclusion.